What's up guys, it's Kbab here, and yeah, welcome to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. This time it's gonna be an OU battle vs MegaPlayBoy3000. I found him on the Smogon Wi-Fi battle finder. But anyways, as you can see in the team preview any second now, I have an Empoleon, but that's supposed to be in what's it called, a Heatran. But I accidentally forgot to bring my Heatran, so I brought in Empoleon. And now I don't have rocks on my team because this guy has grass not over Stealth Rocks. But anyways, I'm gonna lead off with my Empoleon. He's gonna lead off with his Roserade, and he's gonna go for the Sleep Powder. And yeah, I can't do anything now. So I'm gonna switch out into my Scissor, as he is gonna go for Toxic Spikes, which is not good. Even though only 2 guys on my team are affected by it, it will still hamper them, especially since he has Sandstorm as well. But I'm just gonna go for the U-turn, and it does a considerable amount to Skarmory, considering it's Skarmory. So I'm gonna bring in my Rotom Wash, and yeah, he's gonna bring in his Latias, and I just figured I'm just gonna dump a Choice Scarf on anything on his team because nothing will appreciate it. And yeah, so this Latias gets the Scarf, so he's gonna go for Dragon Pulse, and I'm just gonna go for the Volt Switch. And now I can just freely go into my Scissor and Pursuit Trap this guy, and so I'm just gonna go for the Pursuit, as he indeed switches out because he can't do anything to me basically. So he actually lives the Pursuit, which is very surprising. So he's definitely running some defensive investment, and in comes the Skarmory again, and I can't touch this guy because I'm locked into Pursuit because I'm Choice Banded. So I'm just gonna go into my my Rotom Wash again, as he sets up a layer of spikes. So in comes his Latias again, and he's just gonna fodder it, as I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch, which was a good play on his Bart because I would have died to Sandstorm anyways. So in comes my Salamence, and in comes his Skarmory. So I'm just gonna go for the Flamethrower. This is my defensive set, so yeah, it won't do that much, and he's just gonna set up his second layer of spikes. So I'm getting a bit worried here because he's putting a lot of pressure on my team with all these hazards. Now here I predict his switch, and I'm gonna go for the Dragon Tail because this is my defensive set. Carries Wish as well, and here I was scared of the normal type move because I know these things are always Choice Banded, so it will hurt because I don't have the Intimidate off on him. And in comes his Jellicent as I bring in my Empoleon, predicting a normal type move. And I can just pretty much stay in here just because Jellicent can't touch me, and I didn't really want to double switch because he has all those hazards up. So I'm asleep, and I am faster, so I'm hoping for the first turn wake, but unfortunately I don't get it. And he's gonna set up his Stealth Rock, so yeah. On this turn I'm gonna predict him to go into his Roserade, and I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam, but unfortunately I stay asleep, which really sucks. But so yeah, he's just gonna set up his other layer of Toxic Spikes, and I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam, and it does around just under half. And on the following turn he is just gonna go for the Sleep Powder, and I'll go to sleep again. So yeah, sucks, but you know, Empoleon is the best sleep fodder on my team right now, just because I don't have Heatran right now. But Rocks would have been really handy in this match, but whatever. In comes his Stoutland again, and the superpower is pretty obvious here, so I'm just gonna go into my Salamence, get that Intimidate off, and it will do nothing. Fuck that. Anyways, it does absolutely nothing. But on the following turn, I'm just gonna go for the Wish, and yeah, as he brings in his what's called Jellicent. So as I said, I'm gonna go for the Wish, and on the following turn I am gonna go for the Protect, just to scout if he has Will-O-Wisp or Scald or whatever. But I didn't in fact see what he went for because I looked away. He said that he went for the Shadow Ball, but as you can see here, he went for the Scald. And yeah, I'm just gonna get my Wish up, and I'm just gonna switch out here into my Rotom Wash, just because it can take pretty much anything this thing wants to throw at me, as he in fact goes for Scald again, which is nice. So here he's gonna go for the... No, here I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch, and he's gonna switch out into his Rose Raid, and yeah, I'll get switch advantage, and I'm gonna switch now into my Scissor, and I didn't want to lock myself into Bullet Punch because then that Skarmory can set up more spikes, so I'm gonna go for the Pursuit, predicting him to switch, but he actually goes for the Hidden Power Fire, which is like, oh come on, why? So if I had my Heatran right there, that would have walled this guy for days, but so I'm gonna send out my Mamoswine again, and well, not again, but here I'm gonna predict the Skarmory switch, and I'm gonna go for the Icicle Crash, but he in fact brings in his Jellicent, and this I can't speak. Icicle Crash does more than I expected, so it's probably a more specially defensive one. So here I'm gonna go for the Earthquake, hoping to take him out, but I am Jolly, just because I want enough speed to always outspeed Jolly max speed Breloom, and here you can see that Adamant would have been like more useful, because yeah, it takes him out, and he's gonna take me out with the Scald as he dies to Sandstorm. So I'm just gonna bring in my Rotom Wash and go for the Hydro Pump, and yeah, the Skarmory luckily goes down. So now he brings in his Stoutland again, and he's gonna make a nice play, and he is gonna go for the Superpower. Not that it really mattered because Empoleon is asleep, but you know. But now my Empoleon is dead, so I have an open window to go into my Breloom and force him out with the Mach Punch. And again, I don't want to overpredict due to these hazards that are up. Even though the switch into what's it called, Rose Raid is pretty obvious, but still. I am gonna go for the Mach Punch. I am gonna get a crit, which most likely mattered. I'll put a thing on the screen right now, and he might have been able to live even after Sandstorm, which would have racked up more Poison, Life Orb, and Sandstorm damage. But here it all comes down to if I hit 3 times, because if I don't hit 3 times, that Stoutland can sweep me. But I get lucky and I hit 3 times, which is amazing. So now I've pretty much got the game in the bag, and in comes a Stoutland, and even though it is quite bulky and he is at full health, he won't be able to live a Technician boosted Adamant Mach Punch coming from a Breloom. So that was good game. It really came down to the wire, even though it was a 3-0. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll please leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. May the Kbab magic be with you. Peace.